Hi guys! So today I've got a quick fun little project for you. I'm going to show you how to decorate Easter eggs with alcohol inks. Now if you've never worked with alcohol ink before, they are a whole lot of fun, very colorful, and they are a dye-based pigment in an alcohol base. They are translucent. They work really well on non-porous surfaces like tile and glass and waterproof paper, things like that. And so we're going to do Easter eggs, but there's some other fun projects I've done with them. Recently, I decorated a bowl for my cat using alcohol ink, and this was on top of paint, and then I've epoxied over it so that it'll stay like this for many, many years. And my daughter just started on a tumbler also with alcohol inks, and this isn't done. She's going to coat this in epoxy, which will seal those alcohol inks in. But you do not have to use alcohol, or excuse me, you do not have to use epoxy with your alcohol inks. They are waterproof, but alcohol can remove them. So depending on what you're doing, you might need to seal it with a water-based sealer, epoxy, things like that. But this project, we're really not going to need to do that. So I have a bunch of colors of the alcohol inks. These all come from 651vinyl.com. I'll post a link down in the comments of where you can get these. But you'll see I have a bunch of different colors here. Got some blues and purples. And I've got some greens. There's a bunch of different shades. Some different shades of reds and oranges. And we've got more oranges and yellows. And then these are probably some of my favorite here. I really love these bright colors. And then they also have your standard black and white, and then the mixatives. And these are metallics. The one thing to keep in mind with these is you have to shake them really good. You can hear these have a ball inside, and a little goes a very long way with all the inks, but even more so with the mixatives. They can really overpower your project if you're not careful. But they're a lot of fun to use, a lot of fun to add little accents to them on the project. You can see here on this tumbler that she's making that she did some gold accents here, and it turns out really pretty. So there's a couple different ways that we can apply this. I'm going to show you a couple today. These are just some I was playing around with, and these were both done with the saran wrap that I'm going to show you. And this one is a black egg with a metallic, one of the mixatives, and then a white egg with just some inks. And again, they are transparent, so they will show through. They blend together really well. These aren't really a smooth, non-porous surface, but they still work really well for this project. So the first thing I'm going to suggest you do when working with alcohol inks is to wear gloves, because it will get on your hands. The nice thing about it is because it's waterproof, kind of once that alcohol evaporates, it's stained, but it's not coming off. So it's not so good on your hands, but it's good because you're not going to transfer it onto everything you touch once it's dry. And then I've got some eggs. These I bought last year at Walmart. They have them again this year. This is what the pack looked like last year. They're in the Easter section at Walmart, so now's the time to go grab them. And then the black ones I picked up this year at Walmart. They're chalkboard eggs, but they're black. It came with some chalk that you could use if you wanted to decorate them. And then the white ones came with some dye for dyeing them, but we're going to do the alcohol inks instead. So let's get a couple of eggs out, a couple of the white eggs out. And I'm going to show you a few different ways. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the cling wrap way here. This is just regular old cling wrap from the grocery store. I've not tried this with like press and seal. I don't know how that would work, but it works really well with the cling wrap. And you can do this on any surface that you're wanting to do, whether it's a ceramic coffee cup or a tile or a vase, tumblers, anything like that. So I'm going to lay out this area and make sure that you're protecting your work surface. If you're working with something that's porous, the dye can seep into those pores and then you're not going to be able to get it out. So you can see I've got my mat down because I don't want to stain my table. A couple layers of newspaper, things like that. Anything that's not real waterproof and is going to soak through under the surface underneath would be ideal. So we're going to dye an egg, and let's do, I'm loving the bright colors, so I'm going to do those again. So I just give it a little shake. You don't have to go crazy. The metallics are really the ones that have to be shaken up. And I'm going to just drop some ink onto my cling wrap. And any old fashioned, there's no right or wrong. Just drop them on there. Just one little drop. They don't have to meet up. They can be spaced out. Everyone's going to be different. Experiment with your color combos. Let me throw in a lighter pink here. I'll let you know what colors I'm using here in a second. So this is shell pink, turquoise, flamingo, and stonewashed. And all four of these are available at 651vinyl.com. And I'm just going to take this and stick it here, and I'm going to pull up my cling wrap, and I'm just going to kind of smush it. You don't want to wait too long because the alcohol will evaporate and it's just going to dry on your cling wrap. And I could have used a little more ink. I'm just going to kind of reposition this. Again, this is why you want to wear gloves. You can wrap them up and let them dry overnight. That's going to be your least messy option. If you just wrap them up and let it sit, come back and open them up tomorrow and check it out. But here we go. There is an egg. Got a little spot I missed right here. Let's see if I've got any more. You can take some ink, and I can just kind of smush it. But again, every single one's going to be different. The more ink you put down on your cling wrap, the more alcohol is going to be there, and the more the colors are going to run together. But you can see that's a lot of fun. After these dried, you could go in with like metallic paint pens and write kids' names on there, or write like some Easter sayings, you know, hop, or whatever you want to put on there. So you can have a lot of fun with that. Another way that you can do these white eggs would be to use these little daubers. So these you can buy at the craft store. You can buy them on Amazon. I'll drop some links down in the description. And they come with, it's 2 in a pack. And they come with these little felts. And it's just hook and loop. And you can see mine's stained a little bit from using it. But these little felt pads, and they just go on the end. And then you put your alcohol inks on here and daub it. So I'm going to keep my gloves on so I don't make a mess. And let's do green. And there's a couple, you can do one color on the whole thing and kind of use a couple of them. I'm going to kind of go for a marbled effect here. Let's do green. This is botanical. This is peach Bellini. And then I'm going to use dandelion. And a little goes a long way. Sometimes you do have to recharge these if you used a lot of the ink on it. And remember to cap these because that alcohol does evaporate pretty quick. And then just take it and smush it. So those are some really pretty spring colors. And just kind of smush it all over your egg. And again, it dries pretty quick, especially since this is a little bit porous. It's soaking the alcohol up inside the egg. So there we go. Pretty cool. Again, you could do it marbled on your felt pad like I did. You could do different felt pads with different colors, kind of put them on there. That's how we did the tumbler. So we had a couple of these with different colors. Just kind of went back and forth with each one. And these little felt things, you know, once you're done with it, you gotta throw them away. They're not reusable, but they're pretty cheap. But there's another easy way. And so then let's do some with the black. And again, we're going to get the cling wrap. So I tried out a couple different techniques with the black. I tried mixing some of the metallic mixatives, and I wasn't too happy with how that came out. It kind of all muddled together. But when I tried it with just the one color, I thought that turned out really cool. So I don't know if you can see the texture in that. It's really fun. So I did this one with the rose gold. Let's try one with the snow cap. Maybe I'll mix some of the pearl in with it. And it's really just fun and experimentation. So just dropping that on my cling wrap. Drop a little bit of the pearl. Just going to add a little bit of a pearlescent effect to it. And if you're somebody that likes to work with epoxy, you can use this to dye your epoxy when you're, jumbled the camera, sorry about that. You can mix it in your epoxy to dye the epoxy when you're doing tumblers or coasters or molds or things like that. And so I'm just going to put it in my hand and I'm going to smush. And again, you could just leave this overnight. I don't want to totally coat it because that's going to take away a lot of the texture. Sorry about that. Take away a lot of the texture. So I just kind of want to smush it and then unwrap it. And it's still wet, so it's still going to move. But once that dries, it's going to look really cool. So you could do these to match your decor in your home, wherever you want to put these out. It looks like some of the black from the egg came off, but I don't think it's going to really affect anything. So there's one with the saran wrap technique, and let's try one with the Dauber. So I'm going to grab another one and another one of these felt pads. And let's try silver. Again, mix these really well. And I'm just going to kind of put some spots on here. So you get a much more vibrant look with the Dauber. And if you don't have these little daubers, you can just take felt, like any old piece of felt, and create your own. If you've got Velcro, you could even make your own little dauber. Just gonna go around. Again, it dries pretty quick. But there you go, one with the Dauber. So just a couple little quick, easy ways to use alcohol inks to decorate Easter eggs. Wear your gloves, make sure you protect your surface, and have a lot of fun with it. You could even do this with actual eggs. You could do hard-boiled eggs. You could blow out the inside of your eggshell. Again, these were just inexpensive ones that I picked up at Walmart. They are paper. Real lightweight, don't have to worry about the kids breaking them, and it's just a really fun project. So stay tuned to my channel for more alcohol ink videos that'll be coming soon. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button and click the little bell so you get a notification every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments. Links to everything I used will also be down in the comments. And I would love to hear about the project that you made. And I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks.